Okay, so we're back from the MOT station and I have had an absolute shocker of a week on this car. Hi, and a big welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, aiming the games, try and buy cars like this with the amount of money we can get out of a cash machine. This Porsche 944 behind me was £800, so it's a bit over budget, depends on how many bank cards you got. But we picked this up as a non-runner, hadn't run or driven for around 10 years, got it running, we got it driving. Needs a few little bits here and there, but the main thing was it was absolutely rotten, especially on this passenger side sill. So in the last episode, we cut all of that out, made all the new panels to go in there, and hopefully in this episode, we're welding up the whole car. We're doing that passenger side sill. There's a hole in the boot floor. We've cut all of it out of this side, and it's quite alarming how much we've had to cut out, but we will get it welded up, and hopefully we'll try and get this back on the road in this episode. It needs a thorough check over. I'm pretty sure I need a new radiator, check all the electronics, check all the brakes, new tyres we're going to need. Yeah, it needs a lot. It needs a lot for an MOT, but hopefully at least by the end of this episode it will be solid and there'll be no rust on the car. So we've got all our fresh new panels that we've made in the corner there. Let's start welding them in. This could take a long time, and I'll try and keep it brief for you, but yeah, let's get to welding. Okay, so we're pretty much ready to start welding this up. Cut all the bottom of it off there. Got all these new panels made, ready to go in. Got to put a little section of floor in, and then we can start filling in this missing sill. My mate helped me bend these panels up just from some flat steel. They all look very good. So yeah, let's start welding. Okay, so that's pretty much welded in as it's going to be. It's not the best job I've ever done, but got all of that in there. I have put the floor panels in, just tacked them in now. Probably see them better from inside the car. I need to weld them all. I need to weld all those in along here. I've just tacked them in place for now. But yeah, pretty much how it's going to be. I think there's maybe a couple more little patches, like a couple more little strengthening bits to put in. Going to need a fair amount of filler. This had so much filler in it, in this corner, but yeah, we're going to need some more. Then I can start work on this back corner. But yeah, this is taking a while. It's been a hell of a lot of welding. All right, that is those panels pretty much fully welded in. I don't know whether to grind back the welds or not. I'm not sure I can be bothered. I mean, if this car's for me, it doesn't really bother me too much. I know it's had a lot of welding. I'm not trying to hide the fact it's had a lot of welding.
A few moments later.
Alright, it's been a long day of welding. Pretty much finished this corner. Battery tray is welded in. It's not the best job I've ever done, but it's definitely not falling out of there. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I've also welded up the bottom. Just painted some underseal in all the bottom bit there. I'll show you underneath. Right, this is what this is looking like. Covered it all in a bit of a underseal, maybe quite a lot of underseal, you know, just to protect it. That's welded that corner all in, all the way up there. But pretty happy with that. Pretty solid. I'm not going to touch it because it's drying. I have done white underseal and all this, and black underseal and all this. I think I prefer the black. I know the car would have been white originally, but I think I'm just going to go black underneath everything. Just, you know, I'm not hiding the fact this car's been welded up. Okay, so I've just put a bit of filler over that panel. Quite a lot of filler actually it took, but oh well. I mean, it had a hell of a lot of filler in it before as well, so I think that'll be alright. It's going to have stone chip over it anyway. Happy with that. Just going to mask it up, prime it, and then try and find a colour that's close enough to this. Put some underseal, then white over the top. It's like a sort of off-white. I'm sure I can find something similar. It doesn't have to be perfect. Again, it's just the cell. So yeah, I should really address these bits whilst I'm here, but I can't be bothered. But yeah, everything still opens and closes. Lovely. So should be all good. I do this little bit of paintwork, then I've got to remove the radiator, replace that. I've also got to go around the back and put a new fuel tank strap in, and I'm just about to go and get some new tyres. But yeah, we're on pretty much the home stretch, and then this can come out of the workshop, which I can't wait to actually try and drive this thing around. Okay, so I've got the old radiator out of the car. Here it is. It is in absolutely terrible condition. There's hardly any fins left on it. Basically, there's supposed to be a metal strip down here, and it's just rusted away, and everything's it's got a massive bow in it where it's all bowing out. I'm not sure if it's frozen before, but anyway, if you just knock it on the ground, the amount of fins that fall out of it, it's completely had it. I've got a new second-hand one in here. They're quite expensive, these radiators, so I'm hoping that I got this for 50 quid. I haven't actually got it out of the box yet, so fingers crossed it's okay. Let's get it out, and if it's any good, put it back in the car, and we should be able to run this thing up to temperature. Right, that looks 1,000 times better than this one. Actually still has the bottom on it. So yeah, let's just put this fan on this one. Actually, we do it afterwards because it's easier to get it in the car now as it is. So. Right, that's the reservoir full. We've got no leaks at the moment, which is very, very good. Nothing. So here's my fuel tank strap that's completely snapped. I haven't got a piece of metal long enough left to make this, unfortunately, so I'm just going to pop down to my mate's and get him to cut me out one. It'll just be so much easier for him to do it than me to do it with an angle grinder. He'll do a nice straight cut. We'll fold over the ends like this and then get this bar out. We'll just remake this thing exactly how it is here. Pretty sure that is basically the length. I think it probably goes that way. Yeah, should be fine. Alright, so I'm back from my mate's place with the tyres and the tank strap. The tyres I got aren't very good actually. They're a bit worse than I thought they were. They're not in great... They're not cracked or anything, they're just a bit too old. They were really cheap, they were like 60 quid for the full set. I do need to put some new tyres on it, but these will get me through. I can roll around on them and they're not cracked and they're not leaking air, which is the main thing. Tank strap looks fantastic, all welded up, spot welded. So this looks perfect. If you ever need anything like this doing to your car, I'll put a link in the description. Check him out, he's absolutely amazing. But yeah, let's get the strap on the car and then we can put the wheels back on. And we're pretty much ready to roll this out. Put a bit of underseal down here, but it's slightly the wrong colour where it meets here. So I've got to do a bit of blending with the right colour. But it's looking pretty good. We've got the new radiator in, almost ready to put this back on the ground. Just put a bit of white paint over it. It's just Halford's gloss spray paint. It's not. I'm not going for a perfect finish here, but it looks pretty good. I've undersealed the whole car all round. It's not perfect, but it will do for me. I think it's all right. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I've got the interior back in. It's all very, very dusty from the body filler and the sanding and everything. Just going to fire it up and see if my radiator is holding pressure. If the radiator's holding pressure and everything, we're pretty much ready to take this off the lift. And then it's just final checks for the MOT, which is basically all the electronics, horns, wipers, indicators, headlights, brake lights, all that sort of stuff. I know the headlights work, that's about it, but yeah. Alright, so yeah, let's fire it up. I haven't started this for about 2 or 3 weeks, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll work. Lights on. Fire straight up. This door absolutely rattling like hell somewhere. Alright, sounds good. I think we're charging 12. It's over 12 volts, about 13. I hate this glue that's all over the dials. I wonder if I can fix that. It's not a problem for now though, it's a problem for later. Headlights, they look like they're working. That alternator is still making quite a racket. Yeah, they're all working. Got our rear lights are working too. Main beam, that seems to work fine. And there's a light come on in here. Yeah, up there. That works. Hazards. Flashing up there. That's working. That's working. Working. And both backs working too. God, it's getting a bit steamy out here. Where are the fog lights? There. Ah, the light's on there. That's a good, promising sign. Ah, fog lights. They seem to be working fine as well. Now, horn. I found this out by accident. That isn't the horn. I hit this with my knee down here. That's the horn. What else do we need? Brake lights. I'm pretty sure they work. Sounds fine. Engine sounds very happy. So, do need to give it a service, but let's shut it off. Alright, so let's take it off of the lift. Let's give it a good rinse down because it is absolutely caked in dust. Also, not sure if I've shown this, but there's our new tank strap on. Okay, let's have a massive clear up around the car, get it on the ground, get it outside, clean all the dust off, give it a good test drive, and then this should be ready for an MOT. Pretty happy with the welding, everything seems to be pretty good. Once we've got it out and driving about, we can put another car in here as well, which no one's seen yet, which I'm very, very, very happy with. So, yes, let's get to it. Okay, so I'm just going to take the car for a little test drive, just up and down here a few times, just make sure the brakes are working, see if they can clear up a bit. Let's just give it an up and down test drive. Fingers crossed, it should be okay. Handbrake's not on. Going. Brakes feel really good. Do really need to take it for a long drive, to be honest with you. This door's rattling like hell. Okay, so we're back from the MOT station, and I have had an absolute shocker of a week on this car. It's failed its MOT, not on anything that bad, but I took it on Monday. It's now Friday. They'd got in it on Monday to MOT it. It wouldn't start. It just kept starting and then dying, starting and then dying. Came over Monday to try and fix it. Couldn't figure out what the problem was. Then, because it was pumping fuel and the ECU had power, and it basically just, I didn't know what the problem was. Tried a new MAF or AFM, airflow meter on it. And it ran for a bit and it was fine. And I was like, okay, there we go. That's got to be the problem. Got out of it, went to do something else, got back in it, started it, wouldn't work again. So then I ordered a relay, a DME relay, fuel pump relay, because I think I broke that because I took it in and out so many times. I put that in and it started again and it was working fine. So I assume it's fixed. By the time all the parts had arrived, that was Thursday. So they MOT'd it today, which is Friday. And it is just, it's failed on, basically, I thought I checked all the brakes. But I forgot to tell him where the horn switch was as well, but that's the least of my problems. Replaced the washer, windscreen washer, motor, and somehow that still isn't working. Basically brakes. A brake pipe exploded, even though I'm sure I checked them all, but I must have missed one somewhere. Apparently one of the front brake pipes has exploded, so it lost brakes. Coolant leak. Apparently one of the coolant lines exploded. And also, just went to pick it up and the exhaust has also managed to completely snap off. So having an absolute bit of a shocker on this car. Unfortunately, it's not going to be on the road this week, but I will get all this fixed and it should be on the road by next week. But yeah, what a disaster. Unfortunately, after my disastrous week on this car, that is going to be it for this video, but it will be on the road, fingers crossed, next week. I've got a lot of work to do. I've also bought new discs and pads all round to go on it. We're going to, make sure the brakes are working solidly, but we're going to fix it. The only positive to the MOT is that there was only a really tiny thing about rust. So all of my welding and everything is good. And he's happy with all that, and I'm really happy with that. That was my main thing. I overlooked everything else. I was mainly focused on the welding. I should have looked at everything. I thought I checked all the brake lines when I was under there, but must have missed one. But yeah, we are getting close. Promise it will be on the road soon. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I really appreciate your patience with this one, because it's testing me quite a lot, and yeah, we'll get it there. We'll get it there.